God has been gone for a long time. No one knows where he went. Ever since he left, the council has ran heaven. The head of the council is Sarah. She is a seraphim, a leading angel who helps run things. Adam works for them and is an exorcist. However, Adam hates to being told what to do. Adam wishes he can do what he wanted. Adam wishes he can live in paradise. I mean, he does live in heaven after all. But up there, a lot of the angels don't like him. After all, he consumed the apple. He went against God that ruined everything. And this caused a lot of pent-up anger between him and the rest of the angels. But Adam decided not to do anything about it. As time passed, though, he became more and more angry towards the angels, more angry towards the system, until one day he was with Luke. As Luke was his second in command, they would both be sitting on the couch as they came down from an exorcism. Adam has only gotten more and more angry at the system, wishing they can change things for the better, wishing they can put humans higher up on the hierarchy. After all, God created humans to be the chosen one, and now angels ruled them. It was so unfair in his eyes and his mind. Luke and Adam were talking, as Luke would say, "Why don't you just do something already?" Adam would say, "What do you mean?" We could say, "I know you're tired of the system." Adam would say, "It's not that. I want the system gone. The council are just angels. We're humans. We should inherit this. We should control our own destiny ever since the big man left." But no, they do. Just creation, servants, now having all the power. Doesn't make any sense. Luke would say, "Then why not get rid of it?" Adam would say, "They're too powerful." Luke would say, "I don't think so. There's a way to destroy them, an angelic weapon. I know this, but I can't just go out willy-nilly." Well, all you have to do is turn people against them. All you have to do is make it so, well, everyone hates them, and you can easily take power. Adam would say, "How do I do that?" By framing them, of course. But we had to play this smart. Adam would nod. As Adam and Luke would try to come up with a scheme, as they had an idea, they heard about the hotel and Charlie. All they had to do was make it so Sarah and Emily were fraternizing with the enemy, even friends with her, and they can use this to their advantage and try to coup them. This would not be easy, though. Sarah hated Charlie. She hated hell, but Emily was naive. Emily believed people could change, so they had an idea. One night, as Emily was by herself, looking up at heaven, smiling, suddenly, Luke would walk up to her and say, "Hey, you mind if I sit next to you?" Not at all. As they would both sit down, they would start to talk. As Luke put on a fake persona around Emily, pretending to be naive, pretending to be sweet, when in actuality, she was a cold, hard slayer. As Luke and Emily continued to talk, she would say, "It's too bad people down there suffer. Our scouts, though, have told us what happened." Emily knew a bit about the exorcism, and not at all at the same time. She was told that the exorcists were simply scouts that go down to hell and scout out hell to make sure that no one can attack heaven. As they all knew this, but they didn't know the whole truth. They were not scouts, they were warriors. They were to destroy sinners to make sure hell doesn't get overpopulated. However, if people found out that hell was actually a lot stronger than they thought, they would become scared of it. Anyone trying to help them would be the enemy. Maybe they can even set it up to seem like when Sarah agreed to this, she backstabbed heaven with Lucifer. As Emily and Luke were talking, Luke would tell her about the hotel, as Emily would want to help it. As when we cut to Charlie days later, the hotel was going good. People were starting to join. Well, by people, pretty much just Serpentis and Angel, but still, that's quite a big client base than just nothing what they started out with. As Charlie was proud of herself, she would hear a knock at the door. She went and opened it. It was Emily and a few people from heaven. As Charlie would look and say, "Are you from heaven? Why are you here?" Emily would say, "To help you redeem sinners. I've heard you were trying to do that, so I thought I would stop by. Most of the people in heaven probably wouldn't help me, but I figured that you and I can do something together." As they both smile and start to help each other, as Emily was trying to get Charlie a meeting with heaven. As that was going on, though, we cut to Adam, who was spying on them and taking pictures as he smirked. as this was phase 1 of his plan. As Emily and Charlie planned together, as Emily and Charlie planned to make hell a better place, to make heaven a better place, Adam schemed to take power. After taking those pictures, we cut to Loot. Loot would go into classified documents, would find out about Sarah helping the exorcist starting the program. Well, she already knew about it, but things are going to have to go interesting to paint themselves as the good guys. As then Loot and Adam would meet up for days as they planned this coup, as they set up their soldiers and set up the evidence. One day, Sarah was having a meeting, as Adam and Loot would bust in and say, "We have evidence that Sarah is a traitor." She would fly down and say, "This is no time for games, Adam. Leave now." As suddenly, Adam would pull out pictures and evidence, as these pictures showed the start of the exorcism and Emily visiting Charlie, saying they're fraternizing with the enemy. They started this exorcism to get us out and fight, but all it is a program to get rid of her critics. Her critics slowly disappear because they're out fighting demons. She made a deal with Lucifer himself to get her own population butchered, as they all would boo Sarah. Sarah would say, "That's not true, that's not true." Sarah would say, "Adam, you little prick." As Adam and the rest would all begin to boo Sarah, Sarah would call in her guards to get rid of Adam. As many guards came, but then an angry mob flew in, attacking the guards. With all the chaos, Sarah tried to run and get out of there, but Adam would have an angelic spear and throw it at Sarah. Sarah would use her magic to block it, but then Loot would appear behind her and stab her with a dagger. As Sarah fell to the floor, she said, "Why? Why lie? Why do all of this?" Adam would say, "To make heaven for humans. Heaven is for humans, by humans." Sarah would say, "That's what you planned?" As Loot got rid of Sarah, they had an idea for Emily. As Emily was tied up and captured, she began to cry, "Let me go, let me go." Adam would simply laugh and say, "No, no, no. We need you to lure Charlie into a trap so we can get her and destroy that pathetic hotel. Her dad won't be too happy if we get rid of her. So sadly, we're just going to have to destroy her hotel and all our hopes and dreams." "Huh, but you can do that, can't you?" Emily would cry and nod. As Emily would go to meet with Vaggie and Charlie and call them into a meeting. But as they followed, suddenly they'll be jumped by Adam and other exorcists. As Adam would fly down and say, "If I get rid of you, your dad will be too mad. But I know I can get rid of your little girlfriend." As Charlie would get mad, her eyes would turn red and her horns would grow, as she would grow wings and fly at Adam. As Adam would battle her, Luke would battle Vaggie. As they all started to battle each other, fight each other, push each other to their limits, as Vaggie would actually start to win against Loot after a while, she had a more reason to fight. Loot was fighting for power. Loot was fighting for control. Loot was fighting for selfish reasons, while Vaggie was fighting to protect someone she cared about. However, suddenly another exorcist would fly in and kick Vaggie, causing her to fall down. As Loot laughed and said sorry, but fairness doesn't win battles. As she threw a spear in Vaggie's head, Charlie would watch her perish, as then Adam would beat up Charlie and begin to rip off one of her horns. As she fell to the floor, Adam laughed, as the rest of the exorcists burned down the hotel. Usually they can only attack during a certain time, but with him in charge, they got rid of that. As suddenly, though, Lucifer would appear and punch Adam, as Adam would say, "Oh, F." As then Lucifer would start to beat him within an inch of his life, punching him, hitting him in all of his pressure points, as Adam was no match for him. Adam was the first man on earth, and Adam was the strongest human to live, but he is nothing compared to the King of Darkness himself. As Lucifer was about to destroy Adam, suddenly Luke would throw a dagger. Lucifer would, of course, catch it, but then an exorcist would grab him and drag him away. As Adam was saved barely, he laid on a bed. As he was healed with magic, he would stand up. As in Adam, the exorcist would work on a new suit. Adam was tired of being weaker than Lucifer. After getting rid of Sarah, after getting rid of Emily, he wanted to be the strongest, and he wanted to rule heaven and hell, but that would be a tale for another day. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did. It was fun to make. Definitely a fun little what if. Adam is such a cool character. I feel like giving him his own story will be great because, well, the next season, his son's going to try to take the mantle. And Loot is going to have more screen time, and it's going to be more focused on the V. So I figure, why not give him some videos while we can. He was a fun little mini villain. I say mini villain even though he was the main one because the first season wasn't really that long. It gave us lots of content, but there wasn't really enough episodes in my opinion. That's because they were testing the waters.
Madhouse bought the show and they didn't know how well it was going to do, so they just gave him that amount of episodes. And Adam was basically a test villain. The whole first season was just a test to see what they can do and what they can get away with. And season 2 is going to be way better in my opinion, even though season 1 was pretty great. And because of that, Adam was the test villain. He was the test to see what a villain should be and how they should explore. They have done that with Val, but they wanted to do that with a main villain. And Adam represents everything a classic dude bro would represent. And he's a clearly good villain and a good test. And I feel like the next villains will even be better than him. Adam walked so the future villains can run, in my opinion. And the reason I'm saying all this is because of how much time they have. And everyone has said that the next season will have way more episodes. So even though Adam's a great villain, I think the villain that comes next will be even greater. And because of all that, all we have to do is thank Adam, a unique character. The first man on earth, the man that doomed us all out of eternal paradise.
Pretty interesting, honestly. But yeah, definitely a great show. And let me know what ideas you have in the future. And today was pretty fun. I hope I'll have a good tomorrow. And so all of you. And sometimes, sometimes people are having bad days. If you are, I'm worried about you, and I hope my video helped you out. Peace out.